All right. Hello. Happy Friday to you. Most of you probably at work. We'll have to watch this later, but I got a few things we're going to talk about today. And I got some time. I'm going to be on the radio today. We're going to be doing some maintenance. Probably play a little, do a little show over there. And like I said, doing some maintenance, changing a few things, adding some songs. My goal for the radio is to have you listen to it all day and not hear the same song twice. And I think we're about there. Got a couple days worth of music on there. So let's get this show started right now. All right. Thanks for joining me. Those of you that's here today, appreciate you. Cheers. Where's the camera? It's over here. Still using my secondary camera. I need to get some better lighting going on here for the other end to work good. So anyway, let's talk about a few things here, and a few things that came, actually we've been hearing way too much about, but I want to talk about. I was listening to talk radio the other day, and one of the things was that they brought up was this whole coronavirus scare deal, and was talking about the media creating panic and stuff, and a feller called in and was pretty adamant that it's good for us to be fear, and it's not panic. It's controlled. He didn't say controlled fear, but the way I interpreted his comments were that it's controlled fear and it's good, and we should be out doing this stuff. We should be buying all the toilet paper, and we should be doing, and I don't agree. I don't agree. And I'm just going to brush real quick on it. We got a lot of other stuff to cover today that we're going to cover. So, let me pull this up here and just show something. I went to the store last night. I'll tell you who this affects. It affects people like me that are procrastinators that do not like to go to the store. And here's my store shelves yesterday. It's the water aisle. It's not all gone, but pretty much all those shelves are empty. There's usually cases after case after case of water on there. And they're empty. And the toilet paper row was the same way, empty. Now, you saw further down the line there, if you watched or paid attention in that video, that the other shelves weren't empty. It's kind of weird. I find it weird, I guess, for lack of a better term. I can't figure out why. It's just it's toilet paper, water, and hand sanitizer. Those three shelves were empty. Everything else, the bread, the milk, the eggs, the shit that's going to keep you alive is untouched. The shelves are full, but the damn toilet paper, man, you can use your sleeve if you have to, or a sock or whatever to wipe that ass with. This is just crazy. But I'll tell you who it affects. It affects, I started this before, but it affects people like me that procrastinate and do not like to go to the store. So you wait till there's 2 squares of toilet paper left, and then you stop at the store on your way home from work because those 2 squares are not going to be very effective. And you walk into the store and you find shelves like that. You're like, wow, Luckily, on the toilet paper shelf, we use a certain brand, and there was one medium-sized package of that brand left. Other than that, all that was left on the toilet paper racks were the cheap one-ply finger go through the middle of it stuff that nobody wants. Now, I suspect that those items will go just, very last, and they hadn't gone yet. Paper towels, no problem. You can wipe your ass on those too, people, just so you know. If you need to, you can get paper towels too. But the point is, and it brings me to talking point number 1. I got them written down here so I wouldn't forget this time. I usually just shoot from the hip on these videos, and I forget stuff and whatnot. But fear versus panic. It's like kind of to go along with what the gentleman on the radio was saying the other day. There is a time when fear is good. Controlled fear is good. I mean, we need to be cognizant. We need to wash our hands. We need to have general hygiene that you would have any given day, because the common cold, the common flu, the influenza that they vaccinate for, if you wish, every year, and the common cold, and those realities are there all the time. So why do we panic and go buy everything up? It doesn't make sense to me. But like I say, I'm not going to give this a lot of weight. I just wanted to show that, the media has done their job, that the dirty left, the dirty deep state, the dirty elitists have paid them to do, and that is create a panic amongst the people. Now, my thoughts on this, and I'm going to put these on this video. You can either send me a message later on and say, I told you so, you're wrong. And I'll say, yep, I missed that one. Or you can come and say, man, you hit that one on the head. But I'm telling you that the Democrats have already said that they will get rid of Trump by any means necessary. If they can throw this country into a recession, it will definitely hurt the re-election in November of President Trump, which shouldn't, because President Trump did not throw this country into a recession. The Democratic Party did. The evil leftists, the deep staters, the elitists threw this country into a recession, should we get there. President Trump had nothing to do with it. It's crazy. They will do anything by any means necessary to assure that he does not get reelected. It's pretty sick, pretty sad, pretty evil. And, I've said this many times, and I'll say it on public record again. I don't know how you could be an American or a Christian and believe in and follow and be part of the Democrat Party of today. It's different today. Okay, enough said about that. Panic. My words, I wrote this on Facebook earlier today. My words are: panic is causing reasonable people to do unreasonable things. And that's exactly what it is. It's worded a little bit different than that in the dictionary. It is also posted on Facebook. But the gist of it is that. And that's what's happening. That's what they're doing. So anyway, moving on. Things we were taught as kids not to talk about. And I think some of that today brings some of the issues today that we see as world problems because of the way some of us grew up. Being taught to avoid talking about politics and religion has led to a lack of understanding of politics and religion. What we should have been taught was how to have a civil conversation about a difficult topic. Okay, I'm going to add to this list. Besides politics and religion, we were taught, at least in my household, we were taught that you don't talk about finances. So you don't talk about money, and you don't talk about relationships. So being taught not to talk about that stuff, we grew up not doing it. So the things that I have found is, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that grew up that way. I'm sure a lot of people did. And so there's not a deep understanding of those topics. And if we were taught those things way back as we were kids, so we're all different ages. Everybody that watches this show is different ages and whatnot. So you grew up in different times and stuff. But the time that I grew up in, it would have been nice to learn about money, politics and religion. Yeah, we grew up having to go to church and do that kind of stuff and whatnot. So we did learn that, but it wasn't something that you talked about. You didn't sit around the table and talk about politics or religion or money or sex, or any of that kind of stuff. The realities of life, the realities that we all face on a daily basis were things that we had to kind of figure out for ourselves. So as you're growing up and you're going through growing pains, you are venturing out and learning the worldly ways from the world instead of being taught that at home. And it's funny because if you sit back and think about it, as a parent back in those days, not as us as kids, the kids need to know these things. I tried to be very transparent with my kids, and I was not a perfect parent by any means. I'll never profess to be, but I tried to be transparent and talk about these things with my kids as they were growing up so that they would have an understanding of religious values, political awareness. We grew up, my kids grew up in Wyoming, very conservative state and very pro life, guns, all that kind of stuff. So, we grew up that way, and I raised my kids that way, and we talked about stuff, talked about sex. It's hard to talk about that stuff. And I think that's why our parents didn't do it with us. They grew up in a totally different era. And so, the things that were taboo for them become taboo for us as well. And the taboo-ness of all of this has done nothing but create a lot of problems. And, today we have parents that are raising kids, teaching the kids that they can be whatever gender they want. If they decide that they're born a boy and they don't want to be a boy, they don't have to be. They can take pills and get surgeries and dress and it's a real confused way of doing things. I think if we would have talked about stuff back then, it might have changed some of the course of today, but not wholly. I don't believe that, because, we had 8 years of leadership in our country that pushed those agendas, if you will. and created a lot of the confusion that we have today. Boys and girls in the same bathroom. Why in the world would you do that? Why in the world would you tell your kid that he can go have surgery and become a girl? Yeah, why? I don't get it, you know. But back to the topic. I kind of get off on side tangents real easily, especially about this stuff. I'm very passionate about it. To each their own. When it comes to the LGBT stuff, you know, I don't think it's right, and I won't accept it. I do not have to accept it, and I won't. But I don't care what you do. You know, if that makes any sense, I don't care what you do. Just don't put it in my face and tell me I have to like it, because it's not going to happen. I don't agree with it, you know, and those are my thoughts. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So the other part of it, money, we you know, that wasn't on the list that I put up, but I added to that list, remember? So finances and money, we got to talk to our kids about that stuff. Like I said, I grew up and I didn't have a clue. I wished somebody would have taught me from a little teeny kid as I was growing up the importance of saving money and investing money. There's a difference between saving it and investing it. Now you listen to all these guys out there, and you know, it's very successful guys and gals, ladies, gentlemen, and there's different trains of thoughts. You know, you do need to have some savings for a rainy day, but why not invest your money into something that's going to make money for you? The bank isn't going to make money for you. The bank's like a casino. The payouts probably about the same. Your odds are a little bit better with the bank, but with because you're not per se losing the money like you do at the casino, but it doesn't pay out. All right, unless you're millions and millions of dollars in there, because the 1 or 2% that you're getting, or maybe 3 on a good credit union or something percent on a few $1,000s is a penny at the end of the month. You know, if, like I said, if you had millions or billions in banks, then yeah, your dividends are a lot higher. But I wish that we'd have been taught to invest money, to become an entrepreneurial, to step outside the box. We were always taught that the safe place was inside the box. And the thought process was this: you go to work, you do your job, you get a paycheck, you pay your bills, put a little in the bank if there's any left, and you be happy with what you have. You be happy with your situation. You settle in and be comfortable inside that box. That's how we were taught in my generation. I wished we would have been taught how to compound our money. I do. I have had to learn stuff on my own. I got comments. Let me check these. I've had to learn stuff as we go. And hey, man, if you're still on there, lost my train of thought for a minute. But so if you teach your kids as little kids on up, they can plan and have a goal and stuff, instead of like me being in my, I didn't really get interested in that stuff. I grew up thinking you went to a job and did your job and got your paycheck and you were happy inside your box. So this beard is November was a year. So we're a little over a year on it. I'm to the age where it don't grow as fast as it once did, but hey, Sean, hey, buddy. So, where are we at? I got my phones going off and everything, messages. So, finances. Later in life isn't the time to learn that, because you need to start young and plan young and have a goal. And let me get my list back up here. So now, with all that said, I got to tell you, when I raised my kids, I took on a little bit of a different process, because by the time I was having kids, I had decided that I wasn't always happy with the status quo, and I wanted to do some of my own stuff too. I still care. I still, I work a job, a regular job and stuff, but I like to do stuff on the side. And I like to do stuff on the side and be entrepreneurial and whatnot, and always have something going. That's why I have the radio station. I have a store. I had a physical store in Texas. We haven't found a place that's really affordable out here where we're at now. So just an online store, cutlery and stuff like that, pocket knives and leather good. We can put a lot of stuff in there, but we have our own apparel. These shirts are in there, and got a new hat design that's coming out. It is, where is it? It's right there. Let's put it up here. Let me show you here what we got. These will be in the store. I will have them in there today for pre-sale. We made these to go with our radio station. Yeah, it just promotes the website, which, right now our big push is our radio station. It's over there. If you go, well, let me put this up. That's a little over a year for that thing. It don't grow like it did when I was in my 20s and 30s. Let me put this up here. There we go. That's my email. You can contact me through my email. Right here is the website. And on the website, you can access all of our stuff. Our podcasts are there, audio and video versions. Our radio, we have a radio page. Our radio station plays 24/7, plays music, plays our podcasts. We do DJ shows and so forth on there. So come on over, myhelmettalk.com. Check us out. The store's on there. Go to the product page, pull it up, look at our store. It's little right now. We got quite a few items in there, but it's ever growing. We add stuff to it regularly and stuff. So anyway, let me go back to I keep the stash trimmed down. I don't like it hanging in my upper lip. Oh, okay. So supporting your loved ones. That was next on the list. Now that goes back to this whole step outside of the box. You got to step outside of the box. if that's something that you want to do. If you're happy with the status quo, living inside the box, going to work, getting your paycheck, doing the same things over and over and over, whatever it might be. It might not even be with work. It just might be with the way you do at home, your life, your hobbies, if you have any, if you don't, and so on and so forth. So, the thing that, okay, so I was raised not talking about things. I raised my kids talking about things and being open and transparent and honest and stuff like that. And the other thing that I did was I encouraged my kids to step outside the box. And I said this a while ago, I was not a perfect parent, and I'll never profess to be, but yeah, I just don't pay attention to it. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Oh, Lord. So I encouraged my kids to step outside that box. And I think it's important. And the comment or the field note that I put in there was to support your loved ones. If they have a dream, support that dream, encourage them to follow that dream. And it is distracting. Yes, indeed. Sometimes I just turn the comments off so I don't see it, but I wanted to see who all's in here. I appreciate you guys joining me. Always do. Always enjoy new people, new faces. Subscribe to our channels, please. Run over to our website and subscribe to it. Subscribe to our blog. I'm getting to that part, but pretty soon I'm going to use my blog as my own social media because I'm tired of getting censored on Facebook and all the social media outlets. So subscribe to our blog. We write stories, motorcycle stories. We talk about our radio. We do ads. We advertise for our radio. We do talk some politics, but you don't have to watch that part if you don't want. I've had people that don't like that part, so don't look at it. That's that simple. And on my YouTube page, subscribe to us, please. If you don't like the political videos, don't watch them. Everything's in a playlist at the bottom. Go to the playlist and pick the playlist you want to watch and watch those. Watch the motorcycle tech tips. Watch the motorcycle general, the love of motorcycles. Watch life hacks, just like this video here, talking about just life, and through my experiences. A lot of my channel it's not all motorcycle content. The premise of my channel is a motorcycle guy, a biker. I've rode motorcycles most of my life, most of my adult life, and so I talk about the things that pop into my head, pop into my helmet and stuff like that. And there's a lot of different topics, but we keep them separate. So if you don't want to watch a certain one, you just don't click on that playlist and watch that topic. It's pretty simple, but encourage your kids. Back to the topic. Encourage your kids. Support them for sure. I once went home and said I wanted to write a book, and man, I'll tell you what, nobody wanted to talk to me and just ignored me and brushed me off and changed the subject, and away we went, and it's like you go home to talk to the people that you care most about and you love, and I think it's important that they support your dreams. You support your kids' dreams and encourage them to dream for sure. All right. Let me see. Let me move on down the list. That was that. Oh, okay. The things to tell yourself when you're talking to yourself. I read a book. I've got this book and I don't have it here. It's over in my storage unit. I need to get a book rack and get all my books over here. I've got a few of them back. Where are they at? Over here. But just a few of the ones that I use as reference a lot. But I read a book and it was titled "The Things to Tell Yourself When You Talk to Yourself" or something to that effect. I don't recall the author on that one. But it's posted if you look in my social media, probably on my Instagram. And again, if you go to myhelmettalk.com, go to the bottom of the page, all of our social media is there. It's all there. Click the link and it'll take you right to that social media. We're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and we're on Facebook twice personally, and we have a My Helmet Talk page, and then we're on Instagram. And the premise of most of those of our My Helmet Talk stuff is positive messages. YouTube, we do our Triple J show, which is a political, patriotic show that we do once a week. We've kind of slowed that down. It's hard to get. There's 3 of us involved in it, and we all have different schedules, so we're struggling with that right now. So probably with a couple times a month, that'll air. It's been airing every week, and then we have the motorcyclism shows, the tech tips, and whatnot. So come on over to check us out, and then, like I said, subscribe to our blog, because that's where the information will come from. I won't send you a bunch of stuff, a bunch of garbage. It's not, I don't like that shit. I won't do it. But what you will get is an update every time we post a blog. And so every time we write a story or post a blog or update the radio or whatever, you'll get those notifications off the website, myhelmettalk.com. Please support the page. Please support our channel. Please support our radio channel. If you like classic rock, got some classic country in there. I've got a mix of music in there. We do that on purpose so that you're not just listening to like grunge all the time. There's just a mix of music in there. If you're doing something through the day and you want to jam out, put that radio on. And what in the world? Yeah. All right. Let's just go to here. There we go. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So I was just going through some of these comments. Going through some of these comments and catching up on them. But yeah, you've got to. So back to the book. Gia, I think maybe you get a copy of that book. It's called What to Tell Yourself When You Talk to Yourself, something to that effect. You can get it on Amazon's where I got mine. It teaches you a lot about the thoughts. What you think, you will become. What you talk about, you will become. Okay, so if you're always negative or always getting talked to negative, I know this. I come out of a law enforcement career. I spent many years in there. It was many years ago, but I spent a lot of my young adult life in that profession. And you see so many households where one spouse or the other, generally the guy, but negative talks all the time to his spouse. And that brings them down. The things that you're told, the things that you think about, the things that you believe is what you will become. And that's what this book teaches it. So it teaches you to think positive, just like what you said in there. When you don't feel pretty, you tell yourself you're pretty anyway. We all have days where we don't feel pretty. most of my days are like that, but you know what? I don't care. And one of the things that I learned in life, I learned this many, many years ago, was not to worry what other people think. Their thought doesn't define who I am, it defines who they are. So the thing that I learned was to not worry about what they think and do me, do my thing, and, you know, do your thing. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. If you get negative comments, great, ignore them and just keep on going, you know. Instead of, like myself for a long time, just let it get you down. You think too much about those negative thoughts and it will bring you down. The whole gist of that book is just that it teaches us that if we are thinking negative things are going to happen. So if you think positive, your mind's a very powerful thing. And if you think positive, positive things will happen. And it's up to you. Don't let other people control your thoughts. Don't let other people control your thoughts. My kids are I got 4 boys. My youngest is 28. My oldest is 35. So yeah, my kids are all young adults, and they all have, this isn't to brag about my kid thing, but it's the difference in how you're parented. And I want to make that point, especially for you youngsters that are going to be having kids. You got to encourage your kids, and you've got to support their ideas, you know, within reason. You know, there's certain things that you as a parent, you're not going to support, and you're not going to, but if they got positive ideas and positive goals and dreams and hopes, support that and help them achieve those things instead of keeping them suppressed. Like how, when I was raised, you didn't think outside the box. You stayed within your comfort zone, right? Don't do that. Encourage them, you know. And back to my 4 boys, I got one. My oldest one's always in trouble. He was raised the same as the other 3, and he just chose a different path in life. And my other 3, though, they're all very successful. They all, one's in the military. The other 2 both work a job, but have their sideline stuff too. And they're very entrepreneurial. They're always doing stuff, building stuff. One of them has property and real estate and rentals, and the other one is like graphic arts and designs and web design and business branding and stuff like that. And in fact, he designed all of our logos and stuff came right from my youngest son. He's the design artist, and he helped brand this channel, brand us, and gave us our identity. So wherever you see this logo up here, this My Helmet Talk logo, then that's us. And you know, he did that. So that's my little spill on that. But you got to encourage them. And that was one of the things that I did to that was one of the things that I did because I wanted to do different. And so I very much encouraged my kids to follow their dreams, to have dreams for sure, and then follow them and do something and do what they want. Yeah. So anyway, what else we got here? Oh, I'm going to put this one up. Let's look at this for a minute. Let's look at some positivity for a minute on this fine Friday. Thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate y'all that's come on here. Look at this one. I will win. Not immediately, but definitely. Those are the kind of things that you need to tell yourself. And that comes from Business Mindset 101. You think positive, and positive things will happen for you. You also have to do the work. You can't just sit back and think and have it happen. You have to get out there and do it. You got to be a doer. Nothing is free. So you got to work for it. But with a mindset like that, I will win. Maybe not immediately, but definitely. Because I'm not going to give up. I might spend years building my brand, but by hell, I'll build it and I will succeed at it, you know, and that's the kind of attitude that you got to have. Well, you know, I did say within reason, so you got to be reasonable, but dream nonetheless, for sure. And yeah, what else? I think that was the end of my topics for today. Whatever it is, work hard, work at it, dream, and succeed. And the other thing I wanted to do, let's do this for a minute, is do a little navigation here on the website. I wanted to put that in this video, so let's do that real quick. When you click on, make it bigger. When you click on myhelmettalk.com, it's going to take you to this page right here, and this is our blog. The menu, if you're on your computer, the menu will look like this. If you are like, here's the menu. If you are not, if you're on your phone, then you'll have a menu button to click and it'll open up for you. But what we have on this page is our last 5, most current 5 posts, blog posts. And you can go, I did this for a reason, right here, email address subscription. If you put your email address in there and subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. We will be doing subscriber giveaways and stuff like that in the future with our apparel and stuff. So subscribe, and like I said, we will not send you a bunch of junk. We won't do it. I hate that, and so we will not do it. If you go down here to where it says, for very first, right up here on top, filter post by category. If you click that, it opens up a box and you can select whatever category you want. I don't know why it won't show that. It never does. But what are we? We're in fiction. So if you go to fiction, there's a few little stories that I have written in there. So by filtering it, if you want motorcycle stuff, you go here to motorcycle stuff, and it will pull up the motorcycle stuff. So you don't have to, it's very easy to search through and stuff to find things. Now, if you click on this radio button right here, it says radio. It'll take you to our radio page. And the radio plays 24/7. And there we have an app. They are at the bottom of the page. Android app, Apple app for your iPhone. Please grab our apps. You can click here. It'll take you to your Google Play Store. Click here. It'll take you to the Apple store, whatever it's called. And you can download the apps from there. We'd appreciate it if you download those apps and then leave us a rating and a review, please. That's important for us. It's important to get us, to help us move along in the app store. We're a new app, so we're at the bottom of the page. The more reviews and positive reviews, the more ratings we get, the higher up the page we move. So when somebody searches for a radio app, they find ours first. I work really hard on our SEO, and that's our search engine optimization. So when you type in My Helmet Talk in Google, we pop right up on the first page. That's how we want our app to do too. So we need help. We need your help. But you can listen to the radio from this page right here. You click that. And that's the radio. But we prefer, if you're going to listen to it on your phone, to get our apps and help us out there. But you can listen to it either way. Works on your phone either way. The apps are just easier. And like I said, give us a review. Would appreciate it. All of this right here that you're seeing right here, these are all past DJ shows that I've done. And when we get other DJs, I'm looking for some volunteer type DJs that want to do their own little show. We've got spots for that. We really make no money. We have no sponsors, and we keep it that way for a reason. And we keep the sponsors out because we don't want somebody telling us how to run our channel. We run our channel the way we want to. We run our channel the way we want to run it. That's why we have our own channel. So we don't do supporters. So you won't have a lot of ads. All the ads are mainly us promoting our website, and it's very far and few between. Music, it probably plays like 20 songs straight before you hear me talk about the web page and whatnot. Now on Mondays, right here, if you come to this section right here, actually we're missing a section on here. I need to go do some maintenance on the web page. There's a section that goes in here that's not here right now for some reason. That, let's reload this. That yeah, I don't know what I did with it. It tells you what's going on with the channel. It gives you a channel lineup and talks about like on Mondays at noonish Pacific time, we air a podcast from the archives. So if you missed a podcast, you can hear the audio version on the radio. Certain times and dates, we play certain musics. I think daily from 7 to 10 a.m. we play country music, and then the rest of the time it's like classic rock music. And we don't play any of the new stuff. It's all classic, and there's plenty of new channels. And then like 8 to 10 or 8 to midnight or something, we play a little heavier music, the heavy metal grunge type stuff for those who want to rock. And it still plays classic rock in between and stuff. It's not just solid, but it'll be predominantly that's how we got it set up. Apps are right there again. And there's all of our social media is right there. This is our Facebook page. And then we have a donation part. We do appreciate and accept donations for our page, but everything's free. Our apps, everything's free. Like I said, I won't do sponsors because I'm not going to have somebody tell me how to run my page and expect me to do certain things. So, but again, donations are appreciated. They help keep us going. We put out quite a bit of money to keep all this running, and so any help is appreciated. All right. With that being said, let's see. I think that's about it. There's our podcast page. Let's go over there real quick and take a look. Audio, all the audio version of all of our podcasts are on that page. And there's quite a few. I've got it broke up. This is our real world talks on tough subjects. Our patriotic side is all that down there. There's a lot of them. Again, all our social media, donation page, all the motorcycle stuff's on top. And then if we go back, internet's running a little slow today. It's kind of crazy. Actually, it's real slow. What have I got going here? Oh, go back here. Video. All of our videos are in here. So, oh man, you guys are cracking me up today. Anyway, that's that. That's the end of it. That's all we got to show. So hopefully you enjoyed the show today. If you did, please subscribe to our channels, subscribe to our webpage. Appreciate you. And check out our radio. Please listen to our radio if you like that type of music. Download the apps. Like I said, we'll have DJ shows on there. It's a lot of fun. Come join us and enjoy the show. All right. Thanks for joining me. All the links are in there on the website. Have a good day. Peace.